Hello, everyone, and thank you for watching Principle Living, where we teach you how to use principles into your everyday life with real life experiences. Today, we have a special guest, Brandon Castro. Hello, Brandon. How you doing?
Doing good. How about yourself?
We're doing great, man. Thank you for being here.
Of course, of course.
If you don't mind, if you can give us a little bit of background of who you are and what you do, so our audience can know a little bit more about yourself.
Yeah. I don't have this crazy rags to riches from the bottom kind of story, but I'm the son of Bobby Castro, which I'm sure most people have seen on Instagram and social media everywhere this past year. I'm basically his right-hand guy when it comes to business, real estate, anything you could think of. And yeah, I'm just a young entrepreneur trying to make it through life and just going through the challenges and just trying to get through it like everybody else.
Cool. I mean, other than like the projects that you have with him, do you have anything special to you? Like, is there something that you are pretty much focusing to do, trying to make? Do you have any goals right now?
So besides all the work that I do for our family office, I have a little side business. I breed dogs. I have a couple of other businesses in the works that should be launching hopefully sometime soon. And my main goal is just try to get as big as possible and just keep creating new goals and achieving them, and just really just want to be have I have a perfect mentor right next to me that I work with every day. So he's always challenging me to be the best that I can, just try to get over every obstacle that comes in my way. I'm super young too, so I try to get through it with as much confidence as possible. But I also like the challenges, and I also like the failure, because without the challenges, without the failure, you don't learn and you can't grow even more. So so I have my business, and I'm just trying to create more businesses, more income, and just try to be the best entrepreneur I can.
Awesome, man. That's awesome. Do you think it's a little bit hard as far as like having your dad next to you? Do you think you have to have a probably like a higher standard for yourself because he's your mentor, he's on your side every day?
Yeah, he definitely pushes me more than people would think or expect, but it comes with the territory with the kind of personality he is and everything he's accomplished and everything he's gone through. So he knows my potential more than I do, so he knows the right way to push me. And it is challenging working with him because he is on me literally 24/7. I get a phone call from him now that we're in quarantine, probably every 10 minutes, and he's always just on top of me about something new. And if I didn't accomplish something that he told me to do, he's just pounding me on it. So it's most people will get probably offended or get angry, but I know it's all in good intentions, and I know he wants me just to become the best person I can. So I take it with a good heart.
That's awesome. That's awesome, man. So just to kind of start off with this, we're going to talk about the main three principles you used in your life that are the most important to you. For us, a principle is a set standard that you won't compromise. If you want to start with your first one, the most important you think that is the most important principle that you've seen and you have applied into your life to get you to where you are now.
I'd say the number one and the top one is something my dad has instilled in my brain since I was young, and he's been instilling it into everyone on social media. It's just a positive mindset. He's just always saying PMA, PMA, and it's honestly just been something just drilled into my brain. So I don't let anytime I'm thinking positive, negative, I always just snap out of it and know that there's always, if you think negative, negative results will happen. But if you think positive, whether it's today, tomorrow, or a year later, you will have a positive outcome. So that's one thing that I don't compromise, is my mindset, because I know once you compromise that, you just pretty much kill all your goals and dreams.
So that's a pretty cool thing to have since you were a little boy, like to start off from the beginning and having that mentality from day one. have you seen anybody else that maybe compromise on that? That do you think like pretty much compromising on a good mental positive attitude will get you to a really bad place? Like, do you have maybe an example or something in your life that had happened and experienced that you've seen other people maybe get into a really bad spot just because of the wrong mindset that they have?
Yeah, I've seen it a lot, and I see it on a constant basis with even people that I know. It's just like everyone has this anxiety and this fear of just like of this failure, but what they don't realize is if you don't when you think negative and you're just so scared of what to do next or how to achieve your goal, you're never gonna get there. So I've seen so many people, oh, I want to be an entrepreneur, I want to start my own business. They get into the process, but then their mind starts going, oh my God, I can't do this. Oh my God, what about when I reach here? What am I going to do next? But it's good to think ahead. But another thing you stopped me, you have to think on a daily basis, set daily goals. Don't set a goal that's 10 years from now that's so unreachable right now that your mind is going to automatically tell yourself, no, I can't achieve that, because obviously you can't achieve that from day and night. So it's just, you have to obviously I have huge goals that I know I'm going to achieve down the road, but I'm not focused on that. I'm focused on the daily goals. Okay, today I need to achieve this. Today I need to achieve that, because when you start thinking ahead is when your mind starts shifting that you can't do this, you can't do that. So I've seen multiple of even my friends, I've seen their mindset literally just handicap them and not being able to grow. And when I try to preach to them, they're so used to that routine. And once you start just sitting there negative, your body and your mind is going to tell you, this person's crazy, what they're telling you, you can't do this, you can't. So yeah, I've seen multiple people that I personally know handicap themselves with that negative mindset. And it rubs off on people that they're surrounded with. So I don't surround myself with people that have that kind of mindset, because I don't want to be exposed to that, because once you're exposed, you start tricking yourself into that same routine.
Huh. I like that. So you would say that, like, just to kind of summarize it, would you say is it's always good to have a big goal, but to keep your mental attitude positive, and not only that, but to keep you motivated, do you think it's better to kind of break it down and have small goals that are more reachable in an everyday basis to get you to the bigger goal? Is that?
From my personal experience, it's helped me a lot, because when you achieve those small daily goals, you feel good about yourself. You achieved what you wrote down, you say what you're gonna do, and you do what you say. So I mean, when you achieve those small goals, you get the momentum and you start getting the confidence that you can do this, that you can really achieve goals when you say them in your mind. Like if you tell yourself, oh, I need to make $1 million, and you're currently only making 50K, you're going to wake up tomorrow and say, holy crap, how am I going to make $1 million? It's just, you can't set the unrealistic goals, because your mind's just going to always feel like a failure.
Okay. So kind of not keeping a commitment to yourself, making the big goal into your mind, and then not being able to produce that kind of gets you down little by little. So every time you not go through what you're saying, because the goal is so big, you go into a negative mentality pretty much. So it kind of, you're breaking your own word, or you're failing to yourself. So it makes it harder for you to move on an everyday basis. Right?
Yeah, and with the small goals, you can keep yourself accountable, because they're reachable. And if you don't reach those daily goals, then it's all on you, and you have to work harder, and you have to keep yourself more accountable.
Cool. Is there like I don't want to call it a ritual, but is there something that you do? Is there like a certain amount of small goals you keep on a daily basis, or is it something you do in the morning, in the afternoon, or how do you do it?
I mean, I wouldn't say there's a certain amount of number, because every day you wake up with new thoughts, you wake up wanting to achieve something new every day. So I mean, usually when I usually have some alone time in the morning, and that's when I really try to plan out my day, plan out what I want to achieve for that day. A thing my dad always, I've always seen him do, and he's always told me, always write things down, and that way you could check them off. So once you achieve it, that's off the list, and you just keep going down that list. And that way you have, okay, I have this. You could see visually, okay, I need to achieve this for the day, and if I don't check them off, I didn't crush the goals that I had for myself.
Okay. I actually have that a good experience on that. That there are days that I wake up and I'm just like, I'm gonna do this. Like I have like 10 things that I want to do, but I never write it down. And then it just the day goes by little, and then it's like 6 p.m. and I'm like, I haven't even done 2 things. But when
Yeah.
I write it down, when I put it on paper, and I'm like, okay, I'm gonna check this off today, or where can I start? Like I think it gives you a plan for your day, so you can kind of see like where can I start, where can I finish off, and it keeps you more accountable to yourself too, because you check one off and you said, okay, I got this done, and it makes you, just like you said, it makes you feel good. So it kind of gets you moving to the right direction, and then by the end of the day, you're like, wow, I actually achieved everything, and it makes you feel, like you said, it makes you feel good. And
Yeah, when you don't write it down, then your mind, there's so many thoughts throughout your mind. There's so many distractions you walk to. You get 100 text messages a day. Your emails going. You're talking to people on the phone. It's just, if you don't have it written down or you don't hold yourself accountable, it's just a thought that's just gonna go away, and then you're just gonna move on to the next thing.
yeah, that is correct. So I like that. So keeping yourself accountable, making pretty much a mental attitude on an everyday basis by putting it on paper. That's pretty much, if we can summarize that, you think that that's pretty much the first principle that we can put in?
Yeah, that's definitely probably top on my list.
Okay. And to go into the next one, what do you think it will be the most, and the second most important one that you've used?
I would say time management when it comes to who you surround yourself with and what you waste your time on, because these days we have social media, we have TV, and if you're not, obviously everyone needs free time and you need to let your mind go, and you can't just be 24/7 and your mind just going because you're just going to wear yourself out. I'm not saying that you have to be so disciplined that you can't go watch TV, you can't go on Instagram and go scroll for a little bit, but when it comes to, first of all, surrounding yourself with the right people, because it goes back to my first one. If you're surrounding yourself with negative people, you're going to get negative results, because I believe in the saying, you are who you surround yourself with. So if you're surrounding yourself with negative and bad people, you're going to get negative and bad results. But if you surround yourself with people that have goals, aspirations, and they want to win every single day, and they want to be something bigger than what they are today, you're going to be in an environment where you want to win, where you have no choice but to become better, but to go chase your dreams and check off that list of goals, because people are going to hold you accountable, because they're not going to want to surround themselves with mediocre people either. And then it's just like during the day too, don't waste your time on nonsense that's not going to give you something to better your life. Yeah, you could go on YouTube, but don't go searching music videos. Don't be searching TikTok compilations like a bunch of these kids are doing. Go on YouTube. There's so much value on there that you could hear people like my dad. You could hear the big people that actually have had results, and they're literally giving it to you for free on your screen. So there's no excuse as to why you should be wasting your time if you really have those bigger goals and dreams.
So one thing that I kind of, maybe I can put together a little bit, would be that if I'm correct, and I think I believe this too, is you are what you do every day. And pretty much saying, like, if you are on your couch, if you are like a couch potato, or you're just on TV all the time, or just in social media, that's what you become. Like, if there's no success, right? But if you're a person that is using the time wisely, and you know how to manage your time in order for you to get to the goals, going back to what we were talking about before, if you know how to use every minute of the day to go towards what you want, you will obtain it. Because otherwise, just another thing that you said is there's so much distractions. It's hard to keep your mind focused on one thing. So I really like what you said. And I think it's really important as well. One thing that I've noticed, and maybe this has happened to you, but or maybe you've seen it to other people, but this personally has happened to me. And in the environment, just talking a little bit what you were talking about, and the environment that you have, there are times that if you surround yourself with bigger people, with bigger goals, it kind of makes you, in a way, makes you feel bad, but at the same time, it makes you think like, what am I doing? So it kind of pushes yourself, because in my mind, I think that if you are, just to give an example, if you're making 20 grand a year, just to make it really, really bad, and if you surround around people, if you're surrounded with people that are making 15,000, let's say, then you're never gonna leave that circle. That circle is gonna surround you, and you're gonna think that you're doing so good because of the people that are around you. They're just making 15,000. You think that you're the king. But when you come into another environment, and then let's say just like your dad, and he says like, man, I have $300 million of real estate, and you're like, wait, what? How is this possible? They change and they shift your mindset. So it keeps you accountable, and it keeps you pushing forward based on the environment that you have. So I really love that idea that you have. I think it's awesome. I don't know
what people don't realize is, I know so many people that have a million friends that they love to be surrounded by a million people, but at the end of the day, people are distractions. And if they're literally talking about garbage, you're going to become garbage, because that's literally what you're surrounding yourself. I've had so many people that were my friends once now turn into acquaintances because they're not bad people. So I'm not going to just say, bye, I'm never going to talk to you again, but I'll catch you on the rebound, because at the end of the day, your goals are different than mine. And we just, our paths can't cross right now. I got to keep moving forward. If you want to stay still, that's on you, but I'm not going to allow myself to be stagnant and not go achieve goals. So that's another thing people don't realize. You don't have to have a million friends. I have a very small group of people that I can count on with my fingers, who I talk to on a daily basis, who I surround myself with on a daily basis. Yeah, of course, when I go out, I'll go see people, I'll talk to them, but am I texting them every day? Am I emailing them every day? Am I having conversations? No, because their interests and goals are different than mine.
That's awesome. So do you think that has been something hard for you to do? Because I feel like there are some people that, like you just said, like they have a lot of friends, but sometimes that environment that they're in is not the greatest. But it's kind of hard, I believe, probably more emotionally, to try to detach from those people. Has that been kind of the experience for you, or has it been a little bit easier based on your experience?
For me, it hasn't really been tough, because at a young age, I realized friends, they come and go. You could talk to someone for years every single day, and then one day to the next, they'll just show you off, and you guys just go different ways. So like at a young age, I realized having a lot of friends is really kind of meaningless. So even as a young kid, I would always have a small group of people that I would surround myself with. And I didn't really like to have a huge group of friends, because with a huge group of friends comes with a huge amount of drama. And drama is just another distraction that just holds you back.
Okay. That's awesome. I think that for us, just for me and my wife, I believe that we've, just based on our families as well, like we don't come from a wealthy family. So at the end of the day, it's been a little bit hard to say no to even your own family, right? To kind of separate yourself, because that's something that we have done, and it could be a little hard, but we have made the choice, because just like you said, it's knowing, kind of having the big goal in mind, and knowing where you're going. So I think just to go back a little bit on what you said, and having that big goal, and doing like daily goals to achieve. I think that once you already know where you're going, it's pretty easy to know who you need to surround yourself with. So like, let's just to give you an example, if you know you want a $100 million company, you cannot be at the bar every weekend. You cannot be drinking, just wasting time. You have to make sure that you're using your time correctly. So I really like that mindset that you have. Would you agree that that's
Yeah, 100%. Especially with family, it's definitely tougher because that's family. So that's a bond that's there just naturally. So it's definitely hard when it comes to family. But at the end of the day, you have to choose. Would you rather hurt someone's feelings for a short amount of time, or would you rather sacrifice your long-term goals and your long-term success? So it's tough, but at the end of the day, you got to know what's more important to you. And again, some people might rather be close to a family who live an average life, and there's nothing wrong with that. But for me, I rather success is my number one goal, and I won't let anything compromise that.
That's awesome, man. That's pretty cool. I think in order for you to be just like you are an entrepreneur, I think you have to have that mindset. Like, if you don't have that mindset, it's pretty hard to achieve the goals you want to achieve. Just like I said, it's a decision. It's a commitment that you have to make for yourself, and it comes with, we'll say, a little bit of pain, right? That you just have to go through in order to get to where you want to be. So that's awesome. And for the final one, what do you think it will be? So going back, so you said putting goals, creating goals in your environment. And I think that was the last two, correct? Just to summarize.
Positive mindset, goals,
Positive
environment, and then also time management and not wasting your time on the wrong people and wrong things.
Okay. So what do you think it will be the last and final third one?
Third one, I would have to say just being disciplined, because when I was younger, I didn't realize, like, when you're young, you don't think about those things. You just live life and you just think you're like in a fairy tale and everything's going to come to you. But if you're not disciplined and you don't put yourself in a place where you don't let yourself get outside of that box, like, for example, discipline when it comes to saving money, discipline, I have to go to the gym every single day and there's no ifs, ands, or buts about that. It's just like, that goes back to your goals. You have to be, if you don't have if you're not disciplined, you can't achieve goals because you're just going to let yourself go through those distractions and just walk around. But for example, being disciplined with your money. I know so many people, yeah, they make good money, but they're going out to the club every weekend. They're wasting it on useless things. Just like another word my dad says, stack and rack. Stack, save your money, and then rack is so you can invest. So if you're not, and then, like, if you're not saving your money to invest in the long term, and it doesn't have to be real estate. You have to invest in order for your business to grow. You have to invest back into your business, because you're not going to go A to Z without investing back into the company. I know so many people that have this dream. Oh my God, I want to own my own house, blah, blah, blah. But they don't realize there's more to owning a house than just buying it and then, oh, it's mine. Or those people, oh, I bought this house for $100,000 and now it's worth 400. But what about that whole time, all the expenses that you paid for, you did not make 300K. It's like, why not rent where you live and buy something that's going to give you passive income that's going to pay for all the expenses on that just say an apartment building, and you're still going to get income on the side, and that income was more than what you were making before, but instead you want to go buy a house that's going to be draining your money instead of giving you money. So that's an example. Or just being disciplined about going to the gym. Do I want to go to the gym every single day? No. It's not fun when you're in pain or if you're doing cardio every day, but it's a goal. Okay, I need to go to the gym. That's checked. You just got to be disciplined when it comes to those kind of things.
So being, I guess, disciplined be having a commitment to what you want to do. Like pretty much not looking back and just do whatever it takes in order to
100%.
accomplish what you want to accomplish.
Yeah, just like I'm super disciplined when it comes to my money. I'd rather save majority of it than waste. Yeah, I could be living this lavish lifestyle where I'm posting all these cool watches, these cool cars. Look at me, I have so much money. But at the end of the day, that's just showing that you're comfortable and you don't want. To me personally, that just shows that, okay, I'm just so comfortable that I just want to show off everything that I have because I just want people to think that I have money. No, you need to stay hungry. You need to want more in life. Just having one Lamborghini and a freaking Rolex doesn't mean you're like the top dog out there. You know, I mean, people have 10 freaking Ferraris and all 10 more watches, and they're not even showing it on Instagram. They're not showing it off to people. They're just living life and putting their head down and just getting in the mud. So that's what, like, for me on Instagram, people probably don't know me because that's not me. I'd rather be behind the scenes working and chasing my goals. I'm not there yet to be preaching to people on what to do. And because I don't claim to be this master that I know everything that I know a lot of people on Instagram that like to do. Like, that's not discipline to me. I see so many people that I know just posting all these lavish things that they really can't afford, which they should be saving that money so they can make more money. So that's probably one of my biggest pet peeves that I see, especially with people that I know, and they come and talk to me and ask me for advice, and then they just do the opposite.
Yeah. Man. So, I mean, you probably, based on, being around your dad, you probably get to see a lot of people, probably that are doing bigger things. And you probably see more of the discipline that has to be implemented in order to be successful, since you have so many people that you interact with, in order for you to kind of know exactly pretty much the good and the bad, right? Like who is following it and who is not. And you pretty much see it from a very good perspective, from a very good point of.
Yeah, I've definitely been blessed to be surrounded by a lot of successful people that are willing to give me that advice, tell me certain things. And again, most people are probably going to watch and say, oh, this is easy for him to say. But at the end of the day, I've seen it from people that actually do it on a daily basis. So I'm not just saying this because, yes, I have a great life. Yes, I have more blessed opportunities than most people. But at the end of the day, it doesn't make it not a fact or the truth. I'm just telling you because I've been blessed to be able to experience all the things that I'm saying.
Awesome. I mean, as far as you said, the third principle is discipline. Is there a way that you keep yourself accountable? Is there a way that yourself, just you, is there a way that you do it? Like, is there a way that you use discipline, or there's a way that you implement it? How do you keep yourself accountable? How do you keep yourself disciplined, pretty much?
At this point, it's more of a routine than anything. It's just I'm just so used to it. But I mean, again, it comes down to your surroundings and like that list. That if you do write your goals down on that list, that's going to keep you accountable and disciplined. Because if you don't achieve it, you have to ask yourself, why didn't I get that done? And 9 out of 10 times, you're going to tell yourself, wow, I literally could have done that so easily, but I just got so distracted. So when routine is also another important thing. If you put yourself in a daily routine and you just repeat it constantly, it's just going to become second nature, and it's going to happen. Of course, nobody's perfect. So there are going to be days where you fall out of that routine. You have a bad day and your mind's just letting you do what you normally do. But if you get yourself in that routine, I think it'll help most people.
Okay. So if I'm not mistaken, you think that discipline has to do with maybe it's habitual, like something that you can actually develop into a habit?
I believe so. I mean, personally, it's worked for me. And again, I'm not the most perfect person. I do make mistakes. I do have bad days where I'm just like, I can't get out of this funk. But
Yeah.
the routine has helped tremendously.
Okay. I have seen this report that says that, it takes about 60 days in order for you have to do it on a daily basis in order for something to stick in your brain and become a habit. So pretty much going back to what we were talking about, kind of stay committed, knowing where you want to go, kind of helps you to keep that same discipline in order for you to get you to where you want to be.
100%. And that's not going to be overnight. It's going to be, anything in life is not overnight, whether it's success, whether it's doing what I just said. It's another thing that people make a mistake. They want the instant gratification. I want this overnight, but nothing that's worth it in the long run is going to ever come overnight. And you're going to have to go through the hard times. You're going to have to go through some rough patches where you fail, but you always have to keep getting back up, because if you just give up that easily, it's not going to come to you just like how you want it to be. That's one of the biggest mistakes that I see people do too, that they just want everything given to them and they don't have to work for it.
That is true. I think that especially right now with this virus going on, I think that this time when we have a lot of time in our hands is going to show, I think it's going to be like something that is going to reveal people pretty much of what they're doing, and it's just going to expose people to see if their message and their companies are actually something that they're putting all their effort into it, or they're just kind of going passively to see what happens. So I think that's awesome to have those principles in mind, and I really thank you for being here, man. I really appreciate it. Thank you for making this time to give the audience a little bit about yourself and for telling us what were your principles in life,
Yeah,
which I think they were great. And if you don't mind, is there somewhere that people can actually reach out to you? How can people find you?
I mean, I have an Instagram. It's more of a personal thing. I don't really go on there. I don't post much, but you can find me. It's just Brandon Castro, my name, no spaces or anything like that. And then, I mean, yeah, that's mainly the platform I use. I mean, I have a LinkedIn and all that stuff, but again, I'm just not big on social media. I do work on social media. Like part of my job is social media marketing and stuff like that, but I'm just not personally on my page. But you can find me there, Brandon Castro, on Instagram.
That's awesome. So probably we won't put too much of your information out, since you like to keep yourself in a close environment, not too many friends. But well, we do thank you, man, for being here, and thank you for sharing with us the principles you've used in your life.
No, thank you for having me. I appreciate it.